Okay, to start this off, I'll just get the title out of the way. I don't actually think Nami is a vice captain on the crew. I think, as most people do, that Zoro is the vice captain, and so does everyone else in the One Piece world. But I'll explain what I mean by the true vice captain later on in the video. But for now, let's discuss how Nami views and interacts with Luffy and the rest of the crew. Nami sort of acts as the older sister of the crew to everyone except Robin and Jinbei. With this being the case, she is put in charge of a lot of different things on the crew. Although her main role on the ship is navigator, she's also in charge of their money, basic rules on the ships, and generally the voice of reason in most situations. Now, when it comes to Nami and Luffy, this is where you can see my big sister comparison the most. Nami constantly has to deal with Luffy's tomfoolery and help him make the right choices in his daily life. Even with a relationship like that, it doesn't change the fact that Nami actually has a high amount of respect for her captain. Even after Nami stole their ship and brushed him off to fulfill the deal she had with Arlong, Luffy still knew that she needed help. After Arlong betrayed the agreement he had with Nami, she's left completely crushed. Nothing she had done until this point has mattered. All those years of gathering gold and money to buy her village back, gone, with nothing to show for it, and no one to go to. But Luffy, the person she just met and robbed from, was there for her. He's ready to put his life on the line for her, and this has not only saved her village, but also gained him a lifetime of respect from Nami. Although it's normally Luffy putting his life on the line for Nami, Nami, like all the other crewmates, is willing to put her life on the line for Luffy at any time without hesitation. Now, back to what I said about her being quote-unquote the true vice captain. Like I said before, I know she isn't actually the vice captain, but she does a lot of the duties that come with the title. She is constantly the one keeping the crew in check. She comes up with a plan so they don't do as Luffy does and just charge right in, and I think she bridges a lot of the gaps between some of the crewmates. There are a lot of other things, but for the sake of this video, I'll leave it at that. Since in both my Zoro and Usopp video I plan on releasing later, I mentioned their fights with Luffy, I thought I should do the same here. The only problem is, they have never fought. Although they haven't fought against each other, they have worked together in a fight before, and the example I'll be using is Luffy and Nami versus Cracker. During Whole Cake Island, Luffy and Nami team up to fight Cracker. In this fight, Nami is basically a support. She uses her brain to come up with a plan. She gets the biscuits wet so that Luffy can eat and damage them. Although she wasn't the power in the fight, I don't think that Luffy could have won this fight without her. Now you might say, well, Nimbus Reviews, how can Luffy beat Cracker if he fought and beat Katakuri later? Well, Luffy was learning throughout the Katakuri fight, and the type of fight that Luffy versus Cracker would have been if Nami wasn't there wasn't the type you can learn in, and Cracker wouldn't even give him the mercy that Katakuri did. If Nami wasn't there, I think the fight would have been long enough for more of the Big Mom pirates to show up and overwhelm Luffy. But long story short, they work well together in combat with Nami as the brains and support and Luffy as the brawn. Now, the last question I want to answer. Do I ship them? If you were to ask me much earlier in the story, I'd probably say yes. But now, in the current story, I think it's as clear as day that they don't and probably won't ever have any romantic feelings towards each other. I'm not really into most shippings in One Piece, or any shippings for that matter, but I feel like it would make a lot of sense for Nami to be lesbian or bi or something of the sort, but there isn't any real proof of that, so I don't put it out there that often when it comes to shipping discussions. Alright guys, I think I'll call the video there. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Nami and Luffy moment is, or if I forgot anything. Personally, my favorite moment between them is when Nami finally asks Luffy for help and Luffy puts the hat on her. I know it's very predictable, but I think the moment was just that good. But anyways, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.